Here we're going to go over 3 examples of simplifying expressions with negative exponents. And all you simply do is change that exponent to positive, and then if it is in the numerator, you move it down to the denominator. And if it was in the denominator, you move it up to the numerator. So if we look at the first example, it's not written as a fraction, so I can't clearly see what's my numerator, what's my denominator. So you can always take any whole number and convert it to a fraction by just putting it over 1. Now let's identify what has the negative exponent. 12 has a negative exponent. So I change it to a positive and I move it down to the denominator. So what do we have? Down in the denominator I have a 1 now, and also the 12 to the positive 6th power. And 1 times anything is just itself, so I'm just going to write it as 12 to the 6th power. But there's nothing in the numerator. What should I put there? A 1. All right, let's look at the next one. It's already written as a fraction, so let's identify what has the negative exponent. Now change it to a positive, and since it's already in the numerator, we're going to move it down to the denominator. That's the only part that we move. The 4 and 5 stay where they are. You're only moving the part that has the negative exponent, is raised to that power. So in our numerator, we just have a 4. In the denominator, we have the 5, and also now an x to the 5th power. Let's try another. This one has 2 different sets, 2 different parts that have negative exponent. To make it really clear what I'm doing, I'm going to move one of these at a time. Let's first move the y to the negative 3rd. We're going to change that to a positive 3 and move it down to the denominator. So what do we have left? In our numerator, we only have a 4, but in the denominator, we have the 5, the x to the negative 4th, and now we also have a y to the 3rd. Now let's move the second one. Notice we have x to the negative 4th power, another negative exponent. So we change that to a positive, and since it's in the denominator, we move it up to the numerator. So what do we have left? In the numerator now we have the 4, and we have the x to the positive 4th power. And in the denominator we have a 5, y to the 3rd.